It's October 6th, 2021, and you are listening to the Take the Over podcast presented by Live Casino Pittsburgh. Let's go! All right, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Derek, and I'm going to be your host for the Take the Over podcast. And joining me is, as always, that was a lot smoother than I've been doing it, so this is good. Drew, how you doing, Drew?
I'm doing well. I'd say I'm doing better than Urban Meyer right around. I think probably having a better week than he is.
Wow,
so.
huh?
That's not saying a lot for my week, but I think I'm having a better week than he is.
I mean, let's just, since we're here, that
Thursday night game last week. Let's start there.
The Thursday night game last week. By the way, we had a week last week. We ended up. I posted we went 12-4. That was before Monday night's game, and we won that one. So officially 13-4 last week. If you are not following these picks, you're losing money.
That's correct.
You can't.
You went 4-13.
Dave Ramsey approved. This is the only way to win money. So Urban Meyer this past week, for somebody that might not have caught it, Urban Meyer did this fun thing where instead of flying back with the team, which most coaches do, he decided to stay in Ohio after the game, and some videos came out of him getting
allegedly.
Well, it was him. It was pretty obvious it was him. It was him getting a little nasty on the dance floor with a very young.
That was not a dance floor, and that was not a little nasty.
There were fingers being displayed and going up someone's butt, and
allegedly.
Well, it's in the video. Good for you, Coach. Good for you.
How did I saw? I was okay. So I was just minding my own business.
He wasn't.
Nope. He was trying to.
Yeah.
In a public place wearing an Ohio State pullover.
Yeah. In his bar. He owns that bar.
Yeah, that's why it was
Yeah.
at Urban's. Yeah. Maybe I didn't know before this weekend that he had a bar, so maybe that's good. Is there such thing as bad marketing?
Probably, yes.
Man, the girls that go to Urban Meyer's.
His smokehouse. It's legitimately a chop house, honestly. It chopped his career. He's not resigning. He refuses to resign because if he resigns, he doesn't get paid. So he is going to make them fire him, is what's going to happen.
And Shad Khan comes out, the owner of the Jaguars, and doesn't fire him, right?
No, doesn't fire him, no.
But he sends a BCC all email that says... You shouldn't have done this.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Shad said, he was like, well, he's going to have to earn the respect back from those players. And I don't know how you do that. I mean, even if he was planning on staying there.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
is this his exit strategy? Is this how he gets to USC?
This is it. We called it 3 weeks ago. No, but what happens if they win that game? Is he still staying in town? He's not going to go back on the plane with his team and celebrate his first NFL victory as a head coach.
So you're putting this on Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence's first victory. So, I mean, it could have been.
If Trevor Lawrence could have performed better, this all could have been avoided.
I think if Urban Meyer would have performed better and stayed in college, this would have never
been
an issue.
Come on. So, you got to have more awareness than that. Yeah. If you're Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Especially in Columbus where you're kind of a celebrity.
And you're wearing an Ohio State pullover. And you look a lot like Urban Meyer because you are him.
That's so true. So, not a good week to be Urban Meyer, which is.
Anyways, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm doing great. We had a great week, like I said. We won't talk about a bunch of our picks, but mainly because I don't really remember a lot of them at this exact second. But what I do know is we had the Jaguars winning that Thursday night game. That happened. We had Trevor Lawrence to rush for over 14.5 yards. That happened.
No, the Bengals win that Thursday night game.
Well, we had with the Jaguars with the points, though. Seattle with points. That happened. The Cowboys minus 4.5.
Joe Burrow to throw for 2 touchdowns.
Joe Burrow
and the Bengals to win.
Yep, that happened. And then Drew very confidently, might I say, picked Arizona to beat the Rams, and I think they did.
Is 17 enough for you?
That was ridiculous.
To believe? Is 17 enough for you to believe? I think Arizona. People are now starting to talk. I I saw week 1 that Kyler Murray is a new man. He is settled in. He feels like he finally made the right decision picking football over baseball. And I think that he is going to continue. His star is going to continue to ascend.
But can they get better? Can they physically get better? I mean, they
can get Larry Fitzgerald back for one.
He's not coming back.
Oh, I know he's not.
He's not coming back,
that would make them better.
Yeah, you think a 30-something-year-old Larry Fitzgerald?
Yeah, someone with sticky hands doesn't drop anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had him for a while, and they didn't do much with him. AJ Green is the new Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, he's playing some of his best football right now as a Arizona Cardinal. Very, very, very interesting team. I still don't know. Like, I want to believe in them just because of what I've seen. But I also want to believe in the moon landing. But you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know because I'm just not sure if if they're for real yet. But I mean, you have to ride them at this point, right?
I feel well. They're 4-0, so they're a couple trains of thought, right? That they're very hot, and then they're also due to lose. So
right.
I haven't looked at a whole lot of this week's lines yet. I'm excited to see what that future holds.
It's gonna be. It's actually a really good week for football. Starts off really good on Thursday night. We have probably one of the best Thursday night matchups we've had this year for sure. You don't need to create a storyline here because the players are actually really good and the teams are really good. So before we get into our look ahead, we do want to just say thank you guys so much for watching and joining. And if you're out there on Facebook and you would like to, please make sure you can comment and we can see all the comments here. And if you have any lines that you like or any action that you want to talk about this week, just go ahead and drop it in the comments and we'll get to all of them that come through there. So we do appreciate that. We also appreciate the wonderful and beautiful people over at the Live Casino in Pittsburgh. If you've not been there to check that place out yet, please go and do it when I tell you that it is the best place to watch sports in Westmoreland County and beyond. I absolutely mean that. Where else could you?
Yeah, I would honestly, I issue a challenge to everybody that sees this, that if you can go to the FanDuel Sports Book inside the Live Casino in Pittsburgh, which is in Greensburg, and if you can watch the 1:00 NFL games on that wall without getting overwhelmed, I will buy you a beer at that bar.
Let's go.
I don't think anybody can do that.
No.
That is overwhelming to watch that many. You have to get used. You have to go for 1 week just to get used to it, and then the next week you can actually enjoy it because there is so much going on. You can see everything. You bet on one game that's not going to be shown on your local television network. Go to the casino. Go to the sports bar, and what is it? Sports and Social.
Sports and Social
is the restaurant. We've eaten at a couple of times. It's very good. The food is very good.
Can't complain.
The 2-story media wall, very good.
Yep.
Our bets, very
good.
This
is all coming together.
Yeah, it's something it is overwhelming to watch. It's a great place.
And during halftime,
games.
you can take your significant other over to the skee ball machine and beat the brakes off of them.
Or air hockey.
Air hockey.
Air hockey was relentless.
Women get real cocky in there, like, I can take you.
Yep.
And, well, you don't understand. We've had a lot of free time. We've been doing air hockey for quite some time.
Yep.
You're about to get embarrassed.
Yep, at Sports and Social, they do have air hockey. They have bowling lanes, even
bowling,
skee ball,
everything,
and
a golf simulator.
We did, a golf simulator.
Why do you leave? Why would you ever leave? It's open 24 hours a day. Why would you ever leave?
That's a good point.
So that's we want to thank those people over there, the fun people over there, the marketing team, and everybody over there for making this possible. So let's just go ahead. Hey guys, again. This is going to backfire on us eventually when we keep talking about how our record, but it hasn't yet. So we don't have to humble brag if it's not
talking like that. We know everything.
We must
until proven differently.
It's true.
We know everything, and we have to lose a few every now and again because
just to keep the lights on.
That's what we have a few viewers on the live Facebook feed right now. I'm pretty sure one of them is not the IRS, so that's what we can lose a few still.
That's true. So we'll kick it right off with a Thursday night matchup. We have the Seattle Seahawks at home against the Los Angeles Rams. Which seems to be the only home team in Los Angeles, even when the Chargers are probably a better team right now. What's the line? Was it 2.5 last time I saw it? Where's it at now?
FanDuel app has it at -2.5 in favor of the Rams. So the Rams are giving 2.5 points.
Okay. Hey, actually, before we talk about this game, the folks at FanDuel are literally giving us free money this weekend. They're doing a Spread the Love. It's called Spread the Love, and it's on Penn State and Iowa. And for every so many people that bet on Penn State, you can only bet up to $25. For every so many people that bet on Penn State to win the game, the line jumps up. So it gets a little bit better each time so many people bet on the game. Right now, it's at, last time I looked on the FanDuel Sportsbook, it was at Penn State plus 64.5.
It's at 65.5.
65.5. So
we
all
need
Penn
221 more people, and then it'll go up to 66.5. So
Right.
it'll continue to ascend.
Exactly. So all Penn State has to do in this is win or lose by less than 65.5 points, and that's even money. So that means if you bet $25, you get your 25 back plus an additional 25 back. So the folks at FanDuel are giving you basically $50.
That is a free,
that is free.
$25. Have you ever found $25 on the ground and picked it up? Probably not. This is that.
This is that. This is even better than that because you don't have to give it back because this is absolutely your money that you earned. So please go in there and check out the Spread the Love. It's going to keep going up. However, 65.5 is plenty. You don't need it to go up any higher than that.
I don't think Penn State's losing 65-0.
No.
Nor 80 to 15.
Right.
Or
So,
80 to 14.
Exactly.
I think it's I hope that's a safe line.
pretty safe. Pretty
Can
safe.
we count that towards our record?
Yeah, absolutely. We're counting that towards our record. So we're 1-0 in the week already. But this game Thursday night is the Seattle Seahawks at home against the Los Angeles Rams. Rams are traveling. It's a short week. This is a tough game. 2.5 points is not a ton of points. Let me just give you some, instead of making a pick right away, I really am stuck because if you were to tell me right now, I think Seattle's going to win because of this, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Or if you tell me, oh, I think the Rams are going to win because of this, that makes sense too. This is a tough division. This is a tough divisional matchup. Here's some stats that I'll give you. The Seahawks' first 5 drives last week went for -7 yards. That's not good. Their defense is last in total yards per game. They're giving up an average of 445 yards per game. They're last in total rush yards. They're last in opponents' first down percentage. So that means if it's third down or second down or first down, the opponent has a better chance playing them than any other team to get another first down. And they are 2-2 this year and have had double-digit leads in every single game. So that means their defense is not good.
Not consistent.
It's not consistent. And here's one just in favor of the Seahawks. Russell Wilson is 9-1 on Thursday nights. I take that for what it is. This is a different team, obviously, than what other Thursday nights have seen. That all being said, it's a short week. Metcalf is not 100%. Stafford is not going to have any trouble passing the ball in this defense. I like the Rams -2.5. I like the Rams -2.5, and that is a tough pick to make, though. That is a tough pick to make, but I like the Rams -2.5.
On the road in one of the most infamous stadiums for visiting teams in the NFL.
Primetime Russ, too.
Primetime Russ. It didn't look like October Russ was that bad last week. So
they also got a gift, though, because Jimmy G went out of the game. Trey Lance came in.
I don't know if I'm going to take anything on the on the actual game.
Okay. You looking at props?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do props. By the way, some of these same game parlays that you can do nowadays
sick.
On the FanDuel app are insane. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, maybe I took a couple 9-teamers this weekend.
Maybe my count should be a little higher than it is right now.
I didn't have a losing record on any of them.
Okay.
I didn't hit any of them, but I didn't have a losing record on any
That's
of
fair.
them.
That's fair.
But anywho's, I digress. I think I agree with you on the 2.5.
Yeah.
If I was going to take something, that's what I would take.
Right. But you're not counting that as an official
Tyler
pick.
Lockett is over under 66.5 yards.
Okay.
If DK's out,
he's not going to be out, but I don't think he's going to be 100%.
If he's not going to be 100%,
right. I think Lockett over 66.5 yards and then an anytime touchdown score. I think that figure that out. See what that parlay comes out to be. So again, I mean, these are two high-powered offenses. 54.5 points seems like the play, but coming off a short week, there's some injuries. I mean, who knows? 54.5 points in a primetime game just seems like a lot coming off a short week. So I'm gonna avoid the over there. But I like 2.5. Drew is looking up the Lockett.
It's plus 193.
Plus 193?
I found it a minute and a half ago.
There you go.
Plus 193 for Lockett over 66.5 and anytime touchdown score. So if he catches a 67-yard touchdown on the first play of the game, your night's over.
Your night's over. You're good.
I'm going to count on that.
All right. You're counting on both of those or just one of those? Because your original pick was just... I'm
going to just stick with the 66.5.
I like that. Lock it over 66.5. Also, for what it's worth, we have hockey back next week, and I could not be happier.
Is that Tuesday? Is that a Tuesday?
Tuesday night, yep. Kickoff. Puck drops Tuesday night. Penguins get the opener. We'll be sure to talk about that next Tuesday on our podcast, so please make sure to tune in on Facebook because you're going to want to see that live.
And the Crackheads start their franchise.
Oh, I was like, we're going down the south side? We're headed to Crackheads? All right.
The Seattle Kraken.
The Seattle Kraken. Brandon Tanev gets a goal his first game.
Okay.
Whenever it is. I'm calling that now. So
I'll put him in my point parlay.
Yeah, there you go. So we got that. We had Thursday Night Football. We got Rams minus 2.5 for me, and then Lockett over 66.5 yards. This is a tough one to pick. That was a tough one to pick. Some of these lines get a little bit better as we go on. Drew, did you see any lines that stuck out to you while you were scrolling the app there for a bit?
No, I haven't looked yet. I've been waiting for you to ask me that question before I looked. I did see the Buccaneers minus 10.
And how's that make you feel?
At home versus the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins.
I feel like that is not enough.
Okay. All right.
I feel like the Buccaneers coming off of a tough week in New England.
Right.
A nice victory, not a big victory, but a nice victory.
You don't think they were just looking straight past this game? They put all that energy into that last game.
No, Tom knows. You got to keep it. He keeps that locker room chugging. You can't be satisfied with this. We got to keep moving on to Miami.
We're on the next. What are the next one?
On to Miami.
We're on the next one.
On to Miami. Did you see Brady and Belichick's hug it?
0.5 second hug.
Yeah, the pictures that came from it were very nice. Though
they said that they were in Bill Belichick went to the locker room after this.
Of course, yeah, that's what I would expect him to do.
Yeah, and they did something in private, probably mouth kissed, just based on the way Tom Brady
was it Belichick or Brady's son?
Both of them probably. Okay. They were all in there. So you like?
Hey, your meme that you made was pretty funny.
I appreciate that
with Belichick's son. Yeah, how normal people flirt versus how I flirt. Yeah.
It's a little ASR for the people out there.
ASMR.
ASMR, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're with the kids. You're hip. You're with it.
What are we doing? Who are we talking about? So I mean, I don't know. Tom Brady is he's 3-3 against the against the Dolphins since 2018.
3-3.
3-3. 3 wins, 3 losses. Now again, those were with the Patriots. He hasn't played him yet as a Buccaneer, but this line scares me. I'm not taking anything here. But we were 2-0 on teasers last week. So
are you going to hit him with a teaser from hell?
So I'm going to hit him with a teaser from hell. I would if I were to do anything, I would think Miami Miami plus 16.5 points over 39.5. I feel like that seems because the Patriots could get to 39.5 by themselves, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get to 39.5 by themselves, and then you just got to get Miami just to score some points, keep it within 16.5. I don't know. I know a lot of people are like, oh, teasers or whatever, but if you're making money, it doesn't matter, right? If you're making money, that's all that matters. We were 2-0 on those last week. I don't really care about anything about that game. I probably won't even watch it. Brissett has not been playing well.
Yep.
Tua's not going to be back. But Drew likes Tampa Bay minus 10. And it started at 10.5, so there's actually some money coming in on the Dolphins for whatever reason. So maybe they know something that we don't. But Drew, I'm going to write you down for Tampa Bay plus 10 or minus 10. If you get Tampa Bay plus 10, you take that right now.
How about Titans at Jaguars?
All right, let's talk about it.
We just talked about Urban for the first part of the show. So that Jacksonville just seems like a dumpster fire now.
It's nice for the Jets to not be the dumpster fire of the NFL.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yep. But I think that Tennessee is a good football team.
They are.
And then Jacksonville, while maybe not a bad football team, is in a bad spot right now.
This could be the lock of the week.
Could be.
This really could be. So I'll give you some. Urban Meyer is clearly not focused on coaching, and I think
It's his day off, man.
Honestly, I think if they score a touchdown, they have to go for two. Since Urban Meyer
Give him a day off.
Urban Meyer likes they gotta go for two.
2-1.
2-1. Two the first time, one the second time. Here's some other things that you might want to know about the game that are actually important. DJ Chalk is on IR. He's not going to be playing. The Jets were able to contain Derrick Henry a little bit. I mean, you can call it, I don't even know if I would call it containing. They just had no other options. But the Jets are also the 8th best defense against the run in the NFL this year. And Jacksonville is the 27th best defense in the NFL against the run. I think this one gets out of hand early. I think it's at 4.5 right now.
That's correct.
I got it at 4 yesterday. It's probably going to be like 5.5 before kickoff.
That's
so if you
like been out of
like
shape, yeah.
that, yeah, you don't think it'll get that high?
5.5 is moving another point.
Yeah, I could see it moving another point.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully, you'll listen to this early before it goes to 5.5.
Or even if it gets to 5, that's still. I mean, that's kind of a non-significant number. So if you like it at 4.5, you like it at 5. This just feels like a full week of practice for the wide receivers that they had out there against the Jets. Not having to wonder if AJ Brown or if Julio Jones is going to play. This feels like a week that Ryan Tannehill's not going to get sacked 6 times because they don't have the defensive front that the Jets have. You could probably alternate spread this up to like 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, what's the like? What would that line look like then if you were up to like 7.5? It's got to be like plus what?
Why not turn this into another teaser?
So you want to? How do you want to tease it though? You want to tease them up?
The Titans.
Titans up.
Yeah.
Titans up to what?
10.5.
10.5.
No. That'd be plus 2.5.
Oh, you want to tease them across 0?
Yeah. But you're saying go the other way.
Yeah.
Alternate spread go to 7.5, minus 7.5 for the Titans. That's gonna run you at plus 145.
Okay. And then if you wanted to parlay that, what's that? That was 5 points. So take 5 points off the over. And so we're doing math over here.
That was 3 points, by the way.
Okay, so 3 points.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 points. So go. I mean, at that point, what's the over under? It's like 46.5,
48.5.
So get him down to 45. You could even get him down to like 44 if you wanted to.
Yeah, 45 not an option on FanDuel, so we'll go to that's plus 266.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that covers pretty easily. Again, Jacksonville looks like a complete mess right now, but they do put up points, and Tennessee is a bad defense. They let the Jets score 27 points. The Jets haven't scored 27 points combined all season leading into that game, so there is definitely a chance that game just gets over on its own. 48.5 is probably not, or 48, whatever it is probably not a bad line to begin with. So if you like it, if you just want to take it straight up, you could tease it up, to 7.5, or you can just take it at 4.5 and then take but either way, the Titans minus 4.5. Put some money on that, because that is this is probably as good as you can get for an NFL line. I don't know what they're waiting on. I don't know why they haven't changed it yet. I don't.
So we've got that one. What else? What else sticks out to you?
So something that sticks out to me, and I think you'll probably agree with this. Let's take a look here. I like, you know what? I'm going to pull a Drew. I like the Cardinals minus 5.5 against San Francisco. Again, Jimmy G might be playing, but even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. So there's still a chance that Jimmy G's not 100%. So if he's not 100%, you have Trey Lance out there who, aside from one pass that went 75 yards last week, did not have a good day. He's still learning. If I were to describe Trey Lance is like if Kyler Murray were being sold at Aldi. You know what I mean? Like the similar kind of game, but like this doesn't taste like cornflakes.
I've got no problems with that. I think Aldi makes a great product, sometimes superior to other products. So I think that's.
But in this game,
I think that that Kyler Murray is very well seasoned at this point.
Yeah,
and Trey Lance is very bland.
Yeah.
like the Lance Crackers we're familiar with.
Right. Yeah. I think I don't know. The Cardinals came out and
Hold on. I need to clarify. We're in the year 2021.
Yes.
I was referring to the food crackers. That was that. If anybody takes that anywhere other than that, that's on you and how you perceive the world. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and the way Drew perceives the world is
in food.
Is in food. So there you go. The Cardinals smacked the Rams in the mouth, and the Rams are a good football team. That offense is cooking. They've gone over 30 points in every single game this year. It's the number one offense in the NFL. Again, Jimmy G, even if he does play, is not going to be 100%. So 5.5 doesn't seem like. Is it 5.5 right now? Is it still 5.5?
It is.
Okay, so 5.5 seems like a good. Do you like that line as well? Can I put you down for that one?
Oh yeah.
Cards
Big
minus a 5.5.
That's not enough. It could have been minus 55. I would have considered it.
It's not the spread the love campaign with the so 5.5 there for the Cards. It just seems to be the right play. If I were a betting man, if I were a degenerate betting on West Coast teams, I would take the Cards there for sure. Easy. 5.5 easy. Any other lines to stick out? I mean, we're okay. Again, we are contractually obligated because of our proximity to the city of Pittsburgh. We're contractually obligated to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Though.
What's that?
We're not contractually obligated.
We're not, no, but it does feel like a lot of our viewership comes from the city of Pittsburgh, so we would be doing them a disservice by not mentioning the fact that Big Ben is old.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the fan base is going to ask, do we have to watch that game? The answer is no. You don't have to watch that game. You can turn your TV off. The Pittsburgh Steelers are hosting the Denver Broncos,
and they're favorites,
and they're favored by 1.5 as of right now on FanDuel. Yeah. The over-under is 39.5.
That's so crazy. When's the last time you saw a Steelers line that was that?
I mean,
it's been a while.
It's got to happen, right?
Yeah.
They can't lose them all.
No.
And if they're going to win one...
I think the reason it's so low, honestly, is because Teddy Bridgewater got hurt last week, which means that he may not be playing. And if he's not playing, you have Drew Lock in his quarterback.
Did Drew start for Denver?
Yeah, last year.
This past game, I thought.
Well, he didn't start. That's when Teddy Bridgewater got knocked out. So if you got Drew Lock in there, I think that Keith Butler just pins his guys back, put some pressure on just send TJ Watt every time. Why not? Drew Lock is not a good quarterback under pressure. He's averaging 200 yards in his career for the course of a lifetime. He's not great. I think that if this happens, they'll rely heavily on the run, so the Steelers have a chance to stack the box. It's going to take a lot of pressure.
Defense healthy?
Yeah. Well, Joe Hayden played last week, and TJ Watt came back last week.
I saw they played whenever he jumped off sides on that.
Was he offsides?
On that field goal block.
A lot of people seem to think he wasn't offsides.
I thought it was very close.
A lot of people saying he wasn't offsides.
Whenever you time it perfectly, it looks like you're offsides.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a chance that may have been the case last week.
I mean,
and he didn't even block it. It was Minka that blocked it.
Troy Polamalu was the king at
that was cool.
timing that up.
Those are good times.
Those were
good times.
As we go on.
Yep, those were good times.
Remember.
So, maybe we might add a line to the song next week.
I like the Steelers in this game, and I hate doing that because it's tough because I watch all the Steelers games. I am seeing the same Ben that you are. Tomlin came out this week and said that Ben is the best quarterback for the offense, whether you believe that or not. I don't think the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterbacks are on that roster right now. Obviously, Ben probably is done after this year. I don't think he comes back after this year, just unless they really turn it around. I think he's just like, you know what? I tried.
I mean, what you just got to ask the question of the fan base. What if, what if you didn't freak out whenever the Steelers started out 1-3 and they look as bad as they do? What if we just supported the team?
Have you ever been to Pittsburgh? Have you ever, it's a cult when you're...
Oh, my favorite thing to do is listen to the... Sorry, continue.
No.
It's a cult if what?
It's a cult when your pastor is wearing his Steelers jersey on Sunday. It's like Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and that offensive line. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Amen. And that's like the radio shows, like with the people calling in.
Oh.
I've learned... I don't really... I don't know. Normally I like to listen to my own music whenever I'm driving. Maybe I'll turn on like a like
A
a
podcast?
70s rock station or something like
Okay.
that on FM radio. Recently, I've been listening with the Steelers performance. I've been listening to Pittsburgh Talk Radio.
How great is that?
There's nothing better than
How
that.
great is that?
There are so many people in the city of Pittsburgh that know more about football.
So
than
many
Mike
armchair
Tomlin.
GMs, huh?
Oh, I wish they could have control of the team.
Just well,
We
what
would
Yins
be
guys
four-
need to
yeah.
do? Yins guys need to get that kid out.
It's time to get Ben out of there.
Yins guys got to get him out of here.
It's time we got
Who
Ben
you
out
gonna
of there.
Who you gonna put in? You gonna put in that Mason Rudolph?
Dwayne Haskins Robbins,
Dwayne-
31 flavors.
Dwayne Haskins Robbins. 31 flavors, and one of them is suck because we saw that in Washington. We know that he's capable of turning
Sorry,
the ball over.
Dwayne.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
rude.
but I'm just going to talk about his performance. You know, when we have a bad week on the podcast, we'll talk about it.
What if
Hasn't
we-
happened,
what if
hasn't
we
happened yet.
supported our
hasn't
athletes?
happened. I'm not a Steelers fan.
You're not a Steelers
I'm
fan,
not
so
a
you
Steelers
live here.
fan.
Just support your athletes, your
I
hometown
do.
athletes.
I
man.
do.
Come on.
I have 2 Sam Darnold jerseys.
Here we go.
So, but I do think that the Steelers do right the ship this week. They figure it out. They get to the quarterback. They just send TJ Watt. They're like, look, you're dumb and strong. Just get out there and hit somebody. You know, and he's not dumb. He's not dumb. I know.
He is strong.
He
though.
is strong.
Way to mix a compliment.
He
in
is
there,
strong.
Derek.
You're right. Yep. Bless his heart.
I think Steelers minus 1.5 is a nice number. I think this is gonna be a blowout for the Steelers.
You think?
Yeah, we're adding a line to the song next week.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, this could be brutal actually because I think the healthy defense is gonna mess with Drew Lock quite a bit.
Now, do you think it changes if Teddy Bridgewater, because they could start.
absolutely.
He could start. They've
Absolutely.
already come out and say if he clears concussion protocol, if he looks decent, I mean, if everything looks like it's progressing, it's going to be him. So how's that make you feel?
I just wonder how much of that like him progressing is on is on Drew Lock in practice this week. Like they're like, all right, he's not in good shape. And then they see Drew practice on Tuesday. Like, all right, Teddy's looking a little bit better.
Yeah. Has Teddy always drooled on the sidelines between plays?
They see Drew practice on Wednesday. All right, Teddy's in.
Teddy's definitely
fine. He's
Tev-
fine.
this-
He is fine.
This Bridgewater kid.
He's fine.
This is fine. This is fine.
He's fine. He's wearing sunglasses on the sidelines all week.
A lot of people. He's wearing sunglasses like a rapper
All weekend,
He just
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Wore the sunglasses. That was a good look.
So we're liking the Steelers minus 1.5. Minus 1.5. Steelers minus 1.5. We also do have to talk about the fact that Drew is a newfound Chargers fan. It's like a religion to him now. He is actually converted completely. He was Catholic. He was married Catholic, and he was baptized Catholic, and now he is Chargers. Now he's a Chargers. So for whatever that's worth, that line started out at the Chargers getting points, and now the Chargers are giving like what, 1.5?
1.5 on
Is it
FanDuel. Yeah,
1.5? Okay, so on FanDuel it's 1.5. How do you feel? I know how you feel.
that's not enough.
You don't think?
I mean, that's
They're playing the Browns.
the Chargers are gonna. Yeah.
This will be the first real test for well, I guess not. Well, Kansas City doesn't have a
Kansas
defense.
City
Yeah, but
in Kansas City.
But Kansas City doesn't
Kansas
have a
City
defense.
in Kansas
I mean,
City.
I guess. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
That
they
you're
were
telling
in
me that's
Kansas
not
City.
the first test. That was a first
They
test.
outplayed 'em.
So now
They outplayed 'em.
home against the Browns. This could be a game that's overlooked. That's the only concern.
And Browns fans aren't going to travel. Browns fans are not going to travel. It's not going to look like it did on Monday night when the Raiders were out there.
Correct.
So, if anything, that helps them.
I was gonna say something disparaging about Browns fans, but
Go ahead.
But Phil,
let it fly.
Phil's watching.
No, let it fly.
Thanks, Phil,
Let it fly. Who
for watching and
cares?
supporting the podcast.
I mean, I'm going to say bad things about a lot of teams.
But I think the Chargers are absolutely gonna tattoo the Browns this weekend. Maybe
Nice.
brand them. Yeah,
Nice.
It's gonna be a permanent scar that Justin Herbert's gonna leave on the Browns. I think.
Wow.
Minus 1.5 is easy.
He's
picking.
good. He's really good. He's the best quarterback in that
I don't
class.
know what I'm supposed
well,
to say
Joe
to that.
Burrow.
You're
Joe
right.
Burrow.
I
Joe-
agree.
Joe-
I've been saying this
Now,
for 3 weeks.
okay,
What do I
so-
say? I don't know.
Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. I'm just asking.
You're asking.
I'm asking. Where
I'm
do you
offended
lean?
you would ask.
Where do you lean? Do you like Herbert more?
Yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
Herbert's in a much better situation. I think if Joe Burrow was in that same situation, Joe Burrow looks just as good as Herbert. Does Herbert look
We'll never
just
know.
I
It's not fair.
I know.
It's not fair to
but
say
does
that. We'll
Herbert
never
look
know.
as good playing for Zach Taylor and the Bengals?
Does Herbert look as good?
Yeah.
Does Burrow
Does he put up
look
the
as
same?
good?
No. Does Herbert look as good playing for Zach Taylor and the Bengals if he had
yeah.
been drafted by the Bengals?
I don't know. We'll never know.
I think
don't have to
yeah,
answer that
that's
question.
fair. That's fair.
But I don't think he does. Just because I think in my mind, if you have a plane ticket in your hand and you're going to Cincinnati, it's like
What are we doing? Just send me to Kentucky.
Yeah, you're playing ticket, you're going to LA. You're like, oh, I could start a career there. I could start a life there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Brandon Staley looks like the coach of the year. Easy right now.
Yeah.
Easy right now. He handled the Raiders. He handled them. And the Raiders were a good team coming into that. They still are, I think. I think the Raiders. I still believe in the Raiders. Not defensively, but offensively, they have a ton of weapons. So I'm still in the Raiders. I'm still in the Raiders.
Derek Carr forgot to do his impression.
He forgot. Yeah, he definitely forgot. So we like LA Chargers. I'm not gonna take this one. I'm just gonna watch it as a fan. That over under's not high though, right?
46.5 right now.
It does not feel like an over.
Nope, that's why I didn't say anything about it.
Interesting. All right. Well, to me, it felt like more of an over than a whatever. But that is why we are here. So one of the other games I had to talk about, since we're talking about them, let's talk about the Raiders -5.5 versus the Bears. I feel like this is a game you have to jump all over.
Yeah, that's good.
Justin Fields is starting. They announced it today. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like the Bears still have no clue what's going on.
The only reason the Bears were in that game last week is because the Detroit Lions turned it over. They were in the red zone 4 times. They scored 0 points in those 4 times in the red zone. They turned it over 3 times. That made it look a lot better than what it was.
The Lions proved they're frauds, which they were never real in the first place. So could they be frauds?
They stink.
I just think we all knew that they were not going to be that good. The Raiders and the Bears. Yeah, I'm curious with Justin Fields being named the starter if the coin or if he was heads or tails.
So
because you know that the Bears ownership or Matt Nagy woke up and they were just like, all right,
screw it.
Fields, done.
I will say that they did say when Andy Dalton is healthy, he's the starter. That's not a good shot of confidence for your rookie quarterback, knowing that you're playing looking like this, like looking over your shoulder every 5 seconds. The Raiders aren't going to bail him out like the Lions did. Derek Carr is still an MVP candidate up to this point in the season. They have some really good weapons. That being said, Raiders -5.5 just seems so good. I know Derek Carr doesn't do well with pressure in his face. The Bears defense did look a little bit better last week, but that was behind an offensive line that stinks against the Detroit Lions. So Raiders -5.5. I think you take that.
I think so too.
Yeah,
yep.
Raiders -5.5. There's no sense in talking about it any farther than that. Another game I like, I actually just wrote it down after I printed off my notes because I couldn't believe I forgot it. Carolina -3.5 versus the Eagles. Just initial thoughts.
I think the Eagles could win that game.
Wow. Against the best defense they're going to face all year.
I think
the Carolina just got Stephon Gilmore.
I think Eagles offense is going to be, that's important. I think the Eagles offense is going to be something that the Panthers aren't really going to see much of the year.
That's true.
So I think it's. I'll go back and look while you're talking about what you want to talk about. I'll go back and look and see who the Panthers have played.
They played the Jets
with this defense. Wow.
They played the
good.
Saints.
Wow. Okay.
They've played Dallas.
Okay.
And they lost. And I forget who the other one was. So you fact check me. I got 3 out of 4. That's not bad. I do like. I still think Christian McCaffrey is out and hurts them.
The Steelers.
They played the Steelers.
Yep.
Wait, the Steelers lost to Carolina? No,
34-9.
That was preseason.
That's correct.
Yeah, it should be like week 3.
Texans.
Okay, so they haven't played really anybody.
No, so that's a good one to have over
the
defense. They played the Steelers.
Yeah, that'll help your defensive stats out. Well, you know what? Actually, you kind of talked me off this game a little bit. I really do like Carolina. I think if I were to go anyway, it would be with Carolina. So instead, I will take that over at 45.5.
44.5.
44.5
right now.
On FanDuel, it's 44.5. I will take Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles over 44.5. I will make the first overs call of the day. Why? Because the Eagles have a pretty explosive offense. They have Devonta Smith. They have Jalen Reagor. They have Dallas. Is it Goddard? Goddard. Yep. And Jalen Hurts, who can also put up points. They can score quick, which is what you need if you're going to hit the over. This is an extremely high over. And do you know who you know who has the most rushing touchdowns in the NFL right now, Drew?
No.
Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is leading the NFL in rushing touchdowns. So I think if they get into the red zone, they just pound it with Sam. He had 2 last week. That gets over. That game gets over.
Sam can't be that good, right?
I told you he was good 4 years ago. He was playing for the Jets, and the Jets aren't that good. All right, so I don't want to hear it. Are there any other lines that stick out to you pretty significantly?
I was curious on your thoughts on the Chiefs -3 at home versus the Bills.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what I think about that. I think this is the first. I think this is the first game the Chiefs are playing, the Bills are playing. That's going to wake them up. Their defense. They've shut out 2 teams in the first 4 weeks. It hasn't happened in like 40 years in the NFL. Whatever. It's ridiculous. They put up 40 points. Here's the list of quarterbacks they played. This is why their defenses look so good. Ben Roethlisberger, who we now know. That guy's washed.
He's fine.
Yin's guy's got to get him out.
Fine.
Yin's guy's got to get him out.
This is fine.
Yeah, he's fine for the senior center down there.
Fine.
If you're playing pickup basketball in Greenville.
Ben is fine.
Yin's guy's playing pickup basketball in South Park. He's fine. So they played Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They played Davis Mills and the Texans. They have played Taylor Heineke and the Washington football team. And they played Jacoby Brissett. He has not faced a real NFL the defense has not faced a real quarterback that's playing well in their prime all season. So, yeah, you're going to look pretty good. I think the Chiefs at home, Andy Reid right now, I think the Chiefs cover that. I think it's also could be a shootout. And that line didn't see. What's the over-under on that? Is it on FanDuel? What's it say right
56.5.
Oh, is it 56.5? All right, I'm not touching that.
I was thinking about that too.
So what do you think?
I honestly think Bills +3. I think Kansas City is on fraud alert.
Really?
They haven't performed at 2-2. I mean, they scored a lot in their losses,
right?
And they lost to seemingly good teams at the Ravens and the Justin Herbert led Chargers. But I also think the Bills, especially being a primetime game,
I think the
Bills. Yep. I think the Bills are going to show up for this one. I think they've been on a get right season after their loss to Pittsburgh.
Sure.
And especially seeing how Pittsburgh is,
right?
I think that was a big time wake up call.
Yeah.
So I think I expect them to be very competitive in this game, and having two shutouts I think only gives the defense more confidence, which is part of what you need to perform at that high of a level.
Are you really that sold on them at against the spread?
+3?
Or can I give you an alternate bet that might be a little bit more?
Yeah. What do you got?
Because this is a tough game to choose either way.
Hit me with it.
Here's my alternate bet on that game. Again, we're talking about the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, if you are out there listening and you want to participate in the show, you can do that by just dropping a comment in the chat, and we can get to all of them. So here we go. Here's a more confident bet, Drew. You let me know how you feel. Kansas City puts up a lot of points. You know what else they do? They give up a ton of points. That over is pretty high. 54.5 is pretty high. Bills over 2017 points. Bills over 2017 points. Does that make you feel better?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Kansas City, even in their losses, they've scored a lot.
Right. And their opponents have scored a lot.
Yeah, exactly right. So there's a lot of points, and that's why I think that and they score fast, which I think is part of the reason that the totals get so high.
Sure, there's more possessions.
They score quickly. Yeah, if you can just throw it to Tyreek Hill or get chunk plays from Travis Kelce.
Is there anybody faster than him?
No, it's fun to watch him play.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch him play. Fun to watch him run. And I think maybe the best part is that his helmet looks so large on his body.
Looks like a Photoshop, but it's not.
He's just
a bobblehead.
And he's just outrunning everybody.
Yeah.
But I do like that over 27 for the Bills.
Okay, that's where I was leaning in this game. I'm not going to touch the spread just because, again, this could go either way. So when the Bills are in the field, Kansas City doesn't have a good defense. The Bills have a good offense. So just give them that. Just give them that. So that's where I'm leaning for this game. But that's just me. If we don't have any additional lines that aren't going to step on our Bet the Has picks, by the way, coming up is our bet of the week, our Bet the Has picks, so stick around for that. I finally hit one last week. I did it, Drew. I got him. I was Ravens -1. And turns out they didn't even need it. Or it was +1 when I bet it. But it turns out they didn't even need it. All right. The Ravens took care of business, got me off the slide that I was on, and things are good. It was a peaceful. And the Jets won. Oh, can't tell you how drunk I got on Sunday.
Yeah, congratulations again.
Thank you. It was big. We should talk about one game here that we haven't talked about yet, and that is God Save the Queen. I don't know the British national anthem, but we have a London game. You sound like you're from London.
You could just sing the Olympic theme.
Cover
any international.
That's
song
true.
you want to.
That's true. The Jets are going across the pond to see our British friends and maybe conjure up some magic with Harry Potter, and they're playing against the Atlanta Falcons. I am not taking this game as a Jets fan. I am contractually obligated to not take this game out, actually.
Oh, that's right. We have Sunday morning football this weekend.
9:30 in the morning.
9:30 a.m. football.
This is a matchup for the Queen. And I will say it's great to have 9:30. I don't think they should be going to London right now. There's a global pandemic happening, but I'm not Roger Goodell, and I don't love money that much. But what I will say, is that if you're gonna watch it, just mimosas is the answer.
Bloody Mary,
kegs and eggs,
or just cinnamon sugar toast,
or just Bud Light. Start your Sunday. We have 14 hours of straight football. I'm not taking this game. Drew, do you have any action on this game?
No, there's no chance. There's no chance.
It's pretty willy-nilly, huh?
No chance.
Who knows how those teams are going to travel across there?
Falcons. I only saw part of their game last week. I was watching Red Zone a lot. They seemed to falconed last week, right? They were up, and then they weren't all of a sudden. So I'm not going to touch this game because the Falcons.
The Jets are riding high.
Falcons have the potential to falcon again.
Yeah.
And then the Jets are the Jets. This is
a stay away game.
Yep. All those London fans are going to be thrilled.
We will. I will include something as part of a parlay or as like a player prop. If I were to take anything in this game, I would take Corey Davis over whatever receptions he's going to be at.
Yeah.
It'll probably be at like 4.5, maybe 5.5. He's going to get over that. He's really the main weapon that they have there. So Corey Davis over 4.5, 5.5 receptions. Because you have to bet it on a little bit because it's 9:30 in the morning and it's Sunday and it's the only game won. So while you're streaming your church service, you can also stream the Jets Falcons game and just go from there. So I just want to talk about that game because it is on Sunday morning, and we don't usually get football on Sunday morning, and it is a great feeling when we do. If you want to, we can jump into some overs. We've already mentioned a few. I have Carolina and Carolina and the Eagles over 40. Was it 48?
Yeah, I like that one
over
too.
48.
That's 44.5.
44.5. Oh my God, hammer that even harder.
Yeah.
I liked it at 48. I'm an idiot. And we have the Buffalo Bills over 27 team points. Is there any line that jumps out at you, or do you want me to give you one? Or do you want me to give you some?
Go ahead and give me one, and then I'll chime in.
Perfect. So since 2020, only 2 teams in the NFL, I looked this up, only 2 teams in the NFL have hit the over more than 70% of the time. So if you would have bet these 2 teams every game since 2020, you would be beating the casino 70% to 30%. That's not bad.
Their team over or their total game over?
Game over.
Them versus their opponent.
And the 2 teams are, just to put that into perspective, that's like blackjack. If you were to play blackjack, you have like the house is a 49% advantage. So it's like the smallest advantage in the casino. This is way gooder than that. And those 2 teams are the Raiders and the Titans, which means they're extremely undervalued in the eyes of Vegas. Raiders are playing the Bears over 44.5. And the Titans are playing the Jaguars over 48.5. If I were to really lean into one of those games, I would say Titans-Jags. The Titans have a terrible defense, and the Jaguars also have a terrible defense, but their offense can put up points. And so, I mean, dude, their offense, the Jaguars' offense put up like 20, 21 points in the first half against Cincinnati, who's is turning out to be a good team. So if they can score, again, I think this is like a 24-20 probably not. It's like a 31-24 game. Titans are going to win that game by at least a touchdown. So 31-24 gets you over. That's my over 48.5 Titans Jags.
Thank you for that, Derek.
You're welcome. How do you feel about that?
Do the stats make you feel better whenever you don't hit?
Yeah.
Like whenever you don't hit, you're like, I did this. I did the research.
Yeah. I figured it out.
I'm not going to take the total in that game. I think Jacksonville could come out and not score any points. Or it could, I don't know. There's a lot of ways that can go. It could be like the Jaguars come together as a team because they're like our like, I don't know. It could be anything. So I was going to say like Team USA and Mighty Ducks 2. Whenever their coach Bombay does something bad and then they choose to not show up.
Right. They're showing up.
The Jaguars could do the opposite, and they could be like, all right, our coach is doing whatever he wants to do. Let's just coach ourselves.
Right.
And maybe they do better.
I think there are position coaches that are rallying around that group.
Anyways, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to touch that.
Okay.
One. But I did see the Saints at the Washington football team is at 44.5 for the total.
That seems low.
That I think that I like the Saints to score a lot of points.
Yeah.
And Jameis to pick sixes on the table at any given time.
Any given moment. He's only a year removed, guys.
So I expect quick points in that game. Saints, Washington football team, over 44.5.
Perfect. Saints, Washington football team, over 44.5. Okay. We also had a comment come in through the chat here. Mark, who plays in my golf league. Hi, Mark. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing all right. He said Titans and under. Well, sir, we don't take unders here. That is against the rules of the podcast. I do think it gets over, but I do agree. If you like anything in that game more than anything, it's the Titans -4, 4.5, whatever it is. You're right. He said head coach issues. Issues is a nice way of putting sexual assault. It wasn't actually sexual assault because she was very. It's even worse when you find out
we don't know her perspective. I haven't heard any comments from her.
That's true. He is married. Maybe not for long. But he is at the current time of this recording, he is married. So so congratulations, Coach Urban Myers, for doing what I couldn't in college and getting a woman to find you attractive. So we appreciate you, Coach Meyer, and we will cheer for you all the way to USC next year, where you will be great and you'll do great things, and maybe you can get Trevor Lawrence. I think he still has a year of eligibility.
And they also have bars out there.
They do. Yeah, you could open up your own bar.
In Southern California.
Urban on the beach.
Yes.
Urban means like a nice downtown setting.
Urban Steak Club.
Urban, yeah.
USC. Urban Steak Club.
We trademarked that, Urban. Too bad. Sorry. You can't have that one.
Yeah, I got the domain.
I got the domain. Also, speaking of domains, if you want to, we missed it last week. I won't point any fingers at anybody, but we also put out a college foot blog.
Maybe it was better that it didn't go out last week.
Did they not hit?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, that's fair.
The college football was missing in action last week.
MIA.
That's on me.
That's all right. We're gonna do it this week?
We'll do it this week.
All right, we got it this week. Again, if you have forgot already, we have free money given to you by FanDuel. All you have to do is bet Penn State plus 50 or 65. It's probably 66.5 points now. They're getting 66.5 points thanks to FanDuel. Max bet of $25. If you're gonna gamble on that, please gamble responsibly. But $25, it's free money.
67.5 now.
67.5. You can't just take that.
368 more customers to get to plus 68.
That's a hell of a promo.
67.5.
Good on you, FanDuel. Good on you.
$25 free dollars.
Honestly, don't even know how you're able to do stuff like this after all the money that Drew and I've taken from you over this year. We got to be at like 68% right now.
It's good.
Wow.
We're doing well.
Yeah, we're gonna shit the bed this week, probably. But okay, so my parlay for the week since then, unless you have any more overs that you liked.
Nope, that was all.
Okay, perfect. So my parlay for the week, it's just gonna be a pretty simple one. Also, before we hop into parlays, I'm tracking something, Drew. I have a lot of free time.
That's a lot of penning.
Yes, it is. Here's what I'm tracking right now. Last week, all right. So what we did last week, we did a few teasers. They always say it's a very bad idea to tease down the over. Right?
Who's they?
Professional sports bettors, Vegas, people like that. They say that it's always bad to tease down the over. Here's what I found. just from last week, and I'm going to track it this week. I'm not going to do anything this week, but I'm going to track it this week. If a team is the total over is less than 46 points, or 46 points or less, okay, which there's about 5 or 6 of them this week, 7 of them this week. If you tease that down 6 points, and you tease whichever team makes the most sense, okay. So what I mean by that is without crossing 0, if a favorite's like -8.5, -7.5, if you tease them down 6.5 points, okay. If the underdog is like +4 or +5 or +3,
Okay.
you tease those up to like +9, +10, +11.
Okay.
Right? So you get 6 points. All right, 6 points. And I'll actually put this on our blog, taketheoverpod.com, just so we can all track it together. There are 4 games. There's 6 games this week. If you would have done that last week and just without crossing 0, teams that were under 46 total over points, and just tease them down 6 points on both the over and on the total.
Okay.
You would have been 5-2. 5-2. All right, it's not impressive.
So 46 is that?
Well, 40.
How'd you settle on 46?
So 46 is because it's a pretty significant number. If you get over 50, a lot of things can happen, right? So it's there's more possessions, but if you get over 46, there's more meaningful possessions. So it's like teams coming out lower scoring. Plus,
so you're saying they need at least 46?
No. At most 46.
The totals at most
46, right? Because then you tease that down 6 points, and you're at 40 points. And 40 points hits over in the NFL like 25, 35% of the time. So so that's pretty significant. So that's where I was at on that. That's why. I honestly don't know if it's a good formula or not yet. But that is where you're looking at me like I have 5 heads.
I'm impressed.
So for example, if you were to do some action on the Atlanta game, Atlanta New York Jets, you would take the Jets plus 9.5.
Correct.
All right, over 40 points because their total's at 46, and that's at -107. Okay. You're just helping yourself both ways. You're giving yourself better odds the one way, and you're also giving yourself more points to play with the other way. So I don't know. That's that. I'm gonna track it this week. It'll be on the blog. Take the Overpod. I'll screenshot it.
Oh my gosh! So you could get the Eagles plus. So you're teasing it. How many points? How many points are you teasing the spread?
6,
and then
6.5. Whichever gets you closest to 110, -110.
Okay. Because you could take the Eagles plus 9.5 and then over 38.5.
That's what I'm saying.
That's nuts.
That's what I'm saying.
Whoa.
So that's probably going to hit.
Yeah, that's my parlay of the week.
Your parlay of the week is Eagles. Go ahead.
Plus 9.5.
Eagles plus 9.5. Over
38.5.
38.5. And according to my sheet here, that is -110. So that's perfect. Actually, the Eagles plus 10.5 over 38.5 is -110. So that's even better odds. That's even better. It might have changed since we last talked. But
it's -102.
Oh, it's even better.
Yeah.
So we're going to track this. We're going to track these. I don't know. Maybe we figured out a formula. I don't know if we have. I'm just trying to retire over here without actually working.
This must have been how Zuckerberg felt with the algorithm on his window at Harvard.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's right.
Keep that. We got to frame that.
We're framing this. He invented Facebook to help people get laid. I'm inventing this to help people get
paid.
Late. Oh, that's even better. So there you go. My parlay of the week is that's Drew's parlay of the week. My parlay of the week is pretty simple. It's just a money line take here if I can find it. A lot of papers now. Money line: Titans, Patriots, Ravens, Vikings plus 240. Pretty simple. Don't overthink this. 14.
Say it again slower.
Titans.
Yep.
Patriots.
Okay.
Ravens.
Okay.
And new man on the Minnesota Vikings. Plus 240.
Okay.
Okay. My bet
Thank you.
Bet the house. Do you have a bet the house? What if we had the same one? I want you to go first because I'm thinking we might have the same one. Because
my only problem with bet the house is it's usually something that we haven't talked about yet in the show, right?
Yeah, right. You're about to get the Bet the House pick, which is our most confident bet of the week. Most of the time, we did all right. We did all right last week. I finally hit one. Drew's still above 500, which is important because his beard goes if he's not above 500.
Yeah, I need
so
to keep this.
you got to keep that. So if you have one, there was one line that just as soon as I saw it this week, it just stuck out, and I was like, oh, that's got to be
Why don't
it.
you tell us what it is?
Also feels like a trap game though. But trap games are only a trap if they get trapped. Green Bay -3 at Cincinnati. Green Bay's a good team, man. Aaron Rodgers, since the first week, they're a top 5 team, just realistically. They handle the Steelers very easily. Aaron Rodgers has completed 68% of his passes since week 1. He has 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I do like the Cincinnati Bengals this year. I really like Joe Burrow. I think he's a great quarterback. They have some weapons there, Jamar Chase. They have guys, but I just think this is one of those coach versus coach. Scheming is important. Matt LaFleur over Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor looks surprised when they win every week. He's like, I can't believe it worked. You know what I mean? So my Bet the House pick is very simple. It's Green Bay -3. Green Bay -3. Just take that to the bank. And I'm back.
You don't like the Bengals with the points?
If I like the Bengals with the points, I wouldn't have took Green Bay as my Bet the House.
Not even a little bit?
Not even a little bit. No. Aaron Rodgers is so good. He's going to look really good in black and gold next year.
All right. So,
Whoa.
all right. So, thank you for your Bet the House, Derek.
I appreciate
and thanks for
it.
getting back on track.
Hey,
Good for you.
I needed it.
My Bet the House, I'm going back to the well. I've already talked about it on the show.
Don't say the Chargers. Don't say the Chargers. Really? You're that confident in the Chargers against
The Chargers are so good.
Jeez. Yeah, but the Browns defense is so good.
That's great. I love that for them.
Oh,
Until this week.
my God.
You know how stats go. You have good stats whenever you play against poor teams.
Sure.
And the stats don't look as nice whenever you play good teams. And the Chargers are a very good team.
And they're getting 1.5.
They're giving 1.5 at home. So you think with a 3-point, usually the 3-point
Vegas
nudge
line, yep.
at home, that they're not favored at a neutral site. But I think the Chargers are really, really good.
I agree. I think the Chargers are really, really good. I mean, that's going to be a really, really good game to watch. So Drew's Bet the House.
My alternate Bet the House, if you'd like a mobile home,
Wait
is a mobile home. It would be the Cardinals -5.5.
Cardinals -5.5.
But that was the other one I was looking at. So they were both ones that I already talked about on the show.
Yeah, I mean, even
But
the Raiders.
I like Chargers.
Even the Raiders.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good lines. So like, but Drew is going out on his limb here, saying
And then
the
I'll just parlay everything we talked about.
Yeah, Chargers -1.5. All right, you could take Chargers on the money line. It can't be that bad if you want them just to win outright.
FanDuel has it at -126.
Yeah, don't lose your Bet the House on 1.5 points.
So you thinking last second field goal?
Yeah, it could be. Could be down by 2, kick a field goal, win by 1.
Chargers money line.
Chargers money line. Just take them to win. That's smart. Chargers money line. They get that. They get come on, they got that for sure.
Thanks, Derek. That's why I do the show.
Hey.
Otherwise, I'd be doing stuff like taking 1.5 points.
I'll talk you into bad decisions all day. So let's take a look here, and we have. Do you have a hot take to end the show on? And also thank you guys so much for hanging out and supporting this podcast. If you want to support the podcast, please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just type in Take the Over Sports Show on YouTube. Just Take the Over Sports. We'll come up. We have a lot of videos. We put a lot of content there. Our Instagram, Take the Over Pod. Support this, and the people at Live Casino. They're really good people down there. So go watch some games down there as well. Drew, any hot takes?
Yeah. How about this one?
Let's hear it.
Go ahead and take your Bills and Chiefs to over 72.5 for +550.
Bills, Chiefs, over 72.5
for +550.
I love that. Oklahoma Sooners, who?
Yep.
Love that.
It's a Big 12 game.
It is a Big 12 game. Let's see here. My hot take. There wasn't a lot of them that I liked this week. Not that this is gonna hit anyway. But I'm taking the Dolphins on the money line against Tampa Bay. Over 47.5 points +685. Why not? If they're gonna win, it's gonna go over 47.5 points. So That's not going to happen. This is one of those hot takes I don't feel confident in, but we're here and I had to make one, so that's what it is. I never feel confident in my hot takes, but that's where we are. So so that's it. Good luck, everybody, this Sunday.
That's it.
That's it.
All right.
We did it. Another week in the books. Hey, if you're not tailing this, guys, we have been actually pretty good. I'm not just saying that because I record the podcast.
You don't have to just say it.
We've-
Show it.
Our records been pretty good. So if you guys enjoy sports betting, please let us know and tell us who you like this week, and we'll be sure to shout you out on the old Instagram, maybe the old Twitter if Instagram's down again. And if Instagram is down again, please, if Facebook goes down again, please check on your very conservative uncles, because I'm sure they have a lot of opinions that they have not been able to talk about in public for a while. So please make sure they're doing all right. We do care about them as well. So that is the show. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys hanging out. Please do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can see us more often. Not that you want to, but you could. We appreciate you guys hanging out, checking out this episode, and good luck this Sunday.
Do your research.
Let's just turn out some lights. You know what we need to do, Drew? You know what the Chargers need to do this
Take
weekend?
our winning straight to the slot machine.
No,
Live casino.
You know what those Chargers need to do this weekend?
Win.
Pound that Nilla.
It's time for them to pound that.
They're pounding that Nilla. Let's go. Good luck, everybody. Have a good Sunday, and I can't wait to hear about all your amazing bets that you have won. Good luck.
Thank you for tuning into the Take the Over podcast. Remember, if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.